everybody, AJ Ryzik here, and today we're doing the follow-up to my Ubuntu Gnome 14.10 review. And today we're going to be setting up the my Gnome desktop, and this way you get to see how to do the various tweaks and changes and extensions and all that kind of stuff when you're working with GNOME, as well as just some general ideas on different software you can add and that sort of thing. So anyway, let's get this show on the road. So if you've been watching my videos for any amount of time, you know that I detest the Ubuntu Software Center. So there's going to be like the one time you see me open it up to actually use it. Okay, you want Synaptic Package Manager. And actually I've already installed this, but this is just so you can see it. Okay. Synaptic will allow you to install your various packages without having to come to the Software Center. So go ahead, come to the Software Center and add it here. And actually I forgot to put this on here. This is down here in optional add-ons, the graphical front end to suit the GK-SU. That's useful to have. So we're going to add that. And so is Taskle. So I'll go ahead and make those changes, apply those changes. And once that's done, basically I won't ever have to come back to the Software Center unless I want to. There are times that I'll go to the Software Center to look up like the reviews on a piece of software. Sometimes that's useful. Sometimes there's no reviews there, so it's not so useful. But anyway, now we don't have to use the Software Center anymore, and so now we can pull up Synaptic. And I was using it on my other screen, so let me drag it over here so we'll be able to use it over here. Alright, there we go. And if you've not used Synaptic before, I mean, it's real simple. You got categories listed over here on the left hand side, as well as other settings that you can make, and I'll show you a little bit more on that in a minute. And then list of software up here. You can this quick filter, you can do a search, and then it'll describe a particular package that's selected. So like if I click on this 0AD, it'll give you a little description of 0AD. Okay, so anyway, we've got that up and running. Before I start adding the software, there's a few PPAs that I want to add. So if you click on Settings and go to Repositories, it'll pull up your software and updates. And let me find, where did I put that little notepad? I made a little note for myself of various PPAs that I want to add. If you've seen my previous video on how to add Nemo, the Nemo file manager to Ubuntu based distributions, I'm going to do that, and I'll throw a link on here so that you can see that video. Nemo, basically it's a fork of what is now called Files, used to be called Nautilus, and it retains a lot of the functionality that Files used to have. They've stripped a lot of the stuff out. So I'm going to add that. Now I'm going to have another video, hopefully I'll get it done this week, where you can, I'll show you how to add scripts to Nautilus and Files, which will bring back some of those functions that were lost. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and add Nemo. So anyway, let's go and add that PPA in here. So we're going to add that. And then Wine. Wine allows you to run Windows programs inside of your Ubuntu distribution. The Wine package that will be included in the standard Ubuntu repositories, it tends to not be the latest, so I always go and pick up the Wine PPA. That way you're always running the latest Wine package. Then I did a little searching on themes because I wasn't exactly sure, being that we just switched to GNOME 14.10, whether there'd be much available. And pickings are a little slim, but I did find a few PPAs that have some themes and some artwork and that kind of stuff. And let me pull over the browser here for a second. And there's a little article on Web Update about how to install Nemo. But anyway, noobslab is one of my favorite places to go for themes and icons, that sort of thing. And some of their themes have already been ported over for Ubuntu 14.10 series. So you can add some of their PPAs as well as Nitrux. They've already got some of their icon themes onto I'll move that back over there, ported over to the 14.10 series. So we're going to add some PPAs for that. So here's a noobslab themes. And numix. Numix also has already ported stuff over for 14.10. So big thumbs up for them. And nitrux. So it gives us not a huge selection, but at least, you know, some you know, variety or whatever you want to call it for picking some themes and icons and stuff like that. And I'll list these PPAs down in the video description so that you can look them up if you want to add those to your system. Okay, so we got those. We're going to close that. Repositories have changed. We're going to reload it so that all those changes take effect. Okay, so I paused the video while all those packages and repositories were reloading and that. So let's start adding some software here. And I made myself a list so that I don't forget something. gparted. Let's go and add that. For managing your disk, is one of the best pieces of software out there. If you use Dropbox, there is a Dropbox extension here, and let me show you. If you're using the default Nautilus file manager, or files as it's called now, Nautilus Dropbox is what you want. Since I'm running Nemo, I've added this Nemo Dropbox. If you were in Ubuntu or any XFCE distribution through our Dropbox plugin, you're going to want that one. So depending on you know what distribution you're running. Okay, we are going to want Wine. That'll get us the latest. And along with Wine, I typically install Play on Linux, which is right here. And what that is, it's a front end for Wine. For a lot of applications, it makes the installation of Windows software via Wine much easier. Okay, here is another one. GDebi, and what this is a piece of software that allows you to install Debian files without having to open up the Ubuntu Software Center. So like For example, I'm going to install Chrome, which you can download from the Google Chrome website. You can download that as a Debian file, and you can use gdebi to do the installation. So we're going to do that, and we've already got Synaptic. And there's a few other things that I will add, but they won't be added this way. Let's go ahead and talk themes while we're here. Now, we installed those PPAs a little while ago that would allow us to add some themes and icons and that sort of thing. Now, what you can do, since we're in Synaptic, come down here to Origin, and it lists all of our PPAs. So if we just go to, like, there's Nitrux, we could install the compass theme and the regular, their standard nitrux icon theme, and then wow, they've already got a lot of these ported over to the 14.10 series. So you can add some themes here. Now, if you've done like I have and upgraded GNOME to 3.14, you're going to need to look at, see where it says any of the ones that are for GNOME Shell. You want one for GNOME 3.14. I don't know that there's going to be any of those in here. Probably not. But one of my favorite themes is this gnomish gray, so I'm going to go ahead and install that. Okay, and let's see, the numix doesn't look like they've yeah, according to their website, they've added some stuff, but it doesn't look like they really have added any of their icons yet. So I guess we're out of luck on that one. But anyway, I'll show you later on how you can add icons without the PPA. So no big deal on that. Anyway, we're going to click Apply, and all that stuff that we just picked will be downloaded and installed. And we just sit back and wait. And that's one of the big advantages of Synaptic over the Ubuntu Software Center. In the Software Center, this whole thing would have bogged down, froze up, crashed, something like that. So you can go through, pick all these packages that you need to add, and add it all at once. So I'm going to let that do its thing. Let's go to we'll let that work in the background while we download a few things. Okay, so like I said earlier, I'm a Chrome user. So let's come over here, download Chrome. So download for Linux, download, and be sure that you pick, if you're on a Ubuntu based distribution, you need the Debian based, and I'm running 64-bit, so I'll click that, accept and install. And I always save the file and then try to install it. So we got that going on, and another piece of software that I use is for my writing, is this Scrivener. and I've had a few people ask me to do a review on it, and maybe I'll do that next week or so. And Scrivener, it's got a Linux version, a Mac OS version, and they do have a Linux, but the Linux version is in beta. So because I'm using it for my writing rather than just to play around, I'll install the Windows version, install it via Wine. It works perfect. So I've got those down. Check on how we're doing over here. We're applying those changes, so that's good. Then one other thing while I'm out here on the internet is Calibre, however you say that. Calibre is included in the in your repositories, but it's always best to come here, download and install from here, and the reason is usually the software in the default repositories of Ubuntu is notoriously out of date. So this kind of ensures that you're getting the latest stable release. So and they've got instructions for you right here on how to add it, and do that via terminal, and boom, you're done. And if you've never used Calibre, it's ebook book management, and also allows you to convert ebooks to various formats. So nice, not only time saver, and money saver, so that you don't have to buy one for EPUB and then buy one that's in Kindle format and all that. As long as it's not locked with DRM, you can go and convert to various formats. Let's see how we're doing here. A little while longer. Tell you what, I'm going to pause this video, and then once all the stuff is done unloading downloading and installing, we'll come back and we'll go from there. Okay, so all that software is installed, which means, let me go pull up Tweak Tool. We need to add some looks to our system here. You saw those icons that we added. We now have our nitrux, and we've got our compass and whatnot. Anyway, we'll go and see what the nitrux looks like. So there, along there, you can see what the nitrux looks like. And compass, semi-rounded. And then see what things look like with that gnomish gray theme here. That's the kind of look that you get. So depending on whether you like it or not, to each his own, as they say. Take it back to the default for right now. Now, if you would like other icons that are and themes as well that aren't in PPAs right now, you can find some online. I'll pull up Firefox here. If you go to gnomelook.org, you'll find themes and icons and all kinds of that kind of stuff. So I was looking at icons a little bit ago. There's this Potenza, which I kind of like. And so I've downloaded that, and all you need to do, it gives you a download link right there. You can go and download it. And if you're interested in some other themes, you can do that from here as well. As you can see, there's a GNOME shell listing or category right there, and you can pick something out. If maybe you want your GNOME shell to look like Ubuntu's Unity, that gets you that look right there. All right, so let's install these icons just so you can see how to do it from here. All right, let's open up our files. And let's see, we download into the download files. All right, we're gonna, where is it? There it is, extract. Give it a chance to do its extraction. Now it looks like, yeah, we've got a couple of different, there's a Potenza Dark and Dark Plasma Orange. I just want the standard one, so I'm going to copy that and everything in the folder. So copy it. And now let's go to Home, and I want to look at the hidden files, find the local file, share, and doesn't look like there is an icon folder yet. So we're going to create a new folder, call it icons. Let's open up icons, and we're going to paste our Potenza folder there. Give it a minute to copy. Okay. Open up the GNOME Tweak tool again. And so you can see there's Potenza. Boom. Good to go. Then there's what those icons look like. Okay, with that done, let's go and let's do some GNOME extensions. Let's pull up the Tweak tool again. You go to extensions, and you can see I got two activated right now. One is this user themes, and then another is this workspace indicator. And you can pick of these, what you'd like to run. There are others available on the GNOME extensions page. So just in Firefox, GNOME extensions. All right, and it will list what's compatible with your current version of GNOME. So you can go through here and pick out some stuff that might help you out, and everybody's different on this. I'll just show you the stuff that I like. I've already got this workspace indicator going. I think that's pretty useful. I usually do this media player. Because it lets you control the media player from over here. Pop that down, and it's not really showing right now because I haven't opened the media player yet. But once you open your media player, then you end up getting all this functionality. You can see right there. You'll get that on your desktop, or not on the desktop, but on this little set of top bar icons. So that one's pretty useful. Another that I use is Caffeine, and all Caffeine does is it keeps the screensaver from kicking in, and you can turn this on and off. Very useful. I especially use it when I'm doing the videos, because there's times when I'm talking and maybe I'm not moving the mouse around that much. And I don't want it. I don't want the screensaver kicking in when I'm talking. Okay, we already did the workspace indicator, the media player. If you do Skype, there is Skype integration for the top bar. And now my favorite is dash to dock. Let me pull that up. Turn that on. And basically what it does is it turns your sidebar into a dock. You can see it there now. And not only that, but so now that I've got it installed, let me go to install extensions, and you can go and make changes to the ones that are changeable. You know, I have settings and whatnot. And one thing you can do is shrink down the icon size. You can see that's a little more manageable. Depending on the screen size you got, you know, you may or may not want to do something like that. But you can make it so that the dock will auto hide sometimes, or not auto hide, depending on what you want. How big do you want the dock to be? Show the application button at the top. You know, all kinds of settings that you can make on it from here. So I really like that that extension. Oh, and my other favorite is the drop-down terminal. Very useful. I always install that one, and I'll always set it so that F12 brings it down. 400 pixels ought to be enough. Yeah, that looks fine. And you can make the background transparent and all kinds of different settings with that as well. Okay, and that about finishes up on the stuff that I like to add. But there are other, you know, like I said, there's all kinds of stuff here depending on what your preferences are. You know, if you're a menu kind of person, which I'm a keyboard launcher kind of guy, so that really doesn't appeal to me. But if you would like to have a regular drop down menu, you can get it with this extension. There's what it looks like. If you are not on, because I don't think it's ready for GNOME 3.12 or 3.14 yet. It looks like they finally got it ready. When I checked here a few days ago, no menu was not ready. If I was going to use a menu, I like this one better. Now let me pull up so you see what it looks like. And I think it's more functional. Actually, I'll install it just so you can take a look at it and see what it's like. Because really, I think that, like I said, if you're going to do a menu, I think this one's the better one to go with. Alright. And you got various tweaks on here. That was one of the other things that I liked about it also, was that the other menu you really couldn't do much in the way of tweaking to it, but this thing you can. Let's see. Let's remove the app button from, and remove the menu button. Yeah, the view button shows you that. That shows you that menu. You can change the label for the menu button. You can disable hot corner, remove the view button from the panel. That was the other thing I wanted. Yeah. So now you've got, you know, basically a up in the corner menu launcher, and everything else still works. So you can still do the, you know, the dash launch and that sort of thing, which is how I typically launch things. But you know, like I always say, to each his own. You can set up the way you want. You know, default mode for how you want to view the applications. You know, all kinds of all kinds of stuff that you can change on there. So like I said, if I was going to do a menu, that's the kind of menu that I would do. Okay, with extensions, there is one glitch that I did find. I hadn't run into it before, but apparently it's a known bug and it's been around for a while, and it is after logging out, rebooting my system, and coming back in, all the extensions that I installed, everything was turned off. All the extensions were turned off, and there's a easy workaround for that. Go and log out, and then from your login screen, if you are on and go to the sessions, if you are on default session, go and change your default from default session to GNOME shell. If you're already on GNOME shell, change it to default session, and just that change will fix that bug. Okay, oh, one final thing, and that is, let's change our desktop background. If you right click on background, they got a variety of wallpapers that you can install that they've already added by default. You can go and add one of those if you like. And boom, it goes and changes it for you. And you can do the same with the lock screen. You can do a solid color, or you can go and download stuff to your pictures folder and use those images as well. Whatever makes you happy, you know. And oh, we talked about the Chrome thing before. I almost forgot about it actually. So let's pull up our file manager, downloads. Okay, and there's Chrome. So let's right click on it, open with gdeb package installer. Just so you can see how this little sucker works. Give it a second. It's not too quick, but it does work well. Okay, it's got some details about what you're about to install. Just click on install package. It'll ask you for your password, and there you go. Just let it do its thing. Now, while I'm talking about Chrome, if you go to the extensions website, to the GNOME extensions website, you need to use either Epiphany or Firefox. Chrome is not compatible with downloading and installing those extensions. So just kind of an FYI kind of thing. All right, looks like GNOME is, or not GNOME, but Chrome is installed. There she is. And yes, I will make it my default browser. And that's it on that. Okay, so it's working. We can close that up. And I believe that about finishes things up of what I wanted to talk about. Thanks a lot for watching. As always, be sure to subscribe. Social media, if you are on Google+, that's where I spend most of my social media time. You can usually find me in the Ubuntu Gnome communities, also the Gnome community. Well, just about all the Linux communities I'm a member of, but I'll throw a link up on there if you want to find me on Google+. Also, be sure to subscribe if you are not a subscriber, and if you're not a subscriber, why not? Anyway, that way you can keep watching these videos and get you know, you'll be able to find out when I've got new stuff up and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, thanks a lot again, and we'll see you on the next video.